Day 3 started, it started rough. It started in the middle of the night. We were all asleep. And if you could call sleeping with one eye, because I am a damn control freak. I want to make sure everybody that's with me is good. I would get up like every few minutes and I would scan all of my group and then lay back down if I wasn't doing shifts, because we had to do shifts, walking around the jail. And it was only one floor. It was a porch. It was a veranda. So we were all mostly outside. Besides all the shit and piss that's all over the floor around the mattresses where we sleeping at, we also had people who we did not invite to that prison, and we had no clue who they were. Well, on day 3, maybe around 2 a.m., I discovered that inmates had broken out from somewhere, because there was one sitting next to my niece, and when I looked up and saw her face, I felt so bad, because I brought her there and I wasn't protecting her. I was asleep. And this man was sitting next to her. I don't know what he did to her. I don't know what he did to her, because she had this look on her face and she was looking directly at me like she was waiting for me to wake up. I don't know what he did. She never told me. But he was sitting right next to her, and she was sitting with her legs up to her chin, and she was just crying and looking at me. And I jumped up and I'm like, who the fuck are you? I said, get your ass up. I said, who the fuck you is? And I looked down and he had orange slippers on. Nobody wore orange slippers but inmates. He was wet. His feet was wet. And he had orange slippers on. And he was sitting right next to her, like right next to her. And I don't know what happened, but I jumped up and I called some other deputies, and he said that we rescued him. I know we didn't. You can't get orange slippers unless you're an inmate. And we can't run his name and find out who he is, because we don't have computers. We got 9 other prisons full of inmates that's in our vicinity. It could have been anybody. These inmates breaking out, the deputies abandoning their jobs, and he disappeared. We walked around that night till the sun came up looking for this dude, and he was gone. And I asked my niece over and over again what happened. She never told me what happened, and I just felt so guilty, because I was like, I'm supposed to be here protecting these people, and somebody out of my group may have been touched or molested, or, you know, I don't know what happened. But we searched for this guy. My captain basically was like, even if we find him, there's nothing we can do, because, you know, right now we're not even really deputies. We didn't even have guns. The sheriff had locked our guns away, because he was like, no, I want y'all to shoot my inmates. So our guns were all locked up. We had no way to protect ourselves if the inmates were to break out. You know, it would have just been fist fighting. Everybody's becoming animalistic. Like, they're not giving out water. At this point, we had only been eating like a bag of chips and 1 fruit a day. The water was getting low, and they were only giving water to their friends or their family members. Everything was getting so out of control. It was unbelievable. Even I started becoming out of control. Just everybody had a job. The people who was giving out water was deputies. Deputies who worked in the kitchen. At this point, we only had Kentwood water jugs. And they'll tip them over and give you a cup. Well, my niece, who's special, she takes medication every day. Every day we've been getting water for her to take her medicine. But today, this motherfucker don't want to give her no water. And my sister came told me. And I walked up to the deputy and I said, I'm going to need you to give me a cup of water for my niece to take her meds. And he basically told me, get the fuck out of his face. We don't have no water. We got to stretch this water out. I just need a cup. He said he wasn't giving me no water. So I jumped over the table and I pushed him and I took the whole fucking jug of water, the entire jug of water. You're not going to give me a cup? I'm going to take the whole thing. Animalistic. I could have very easily just went and got a rank officer, said, look, I need a cup of water. Can you make this step again? I became so just ready to just hurt something. Then you doing that already. One family member already, I done lost her because I let somebody possibly touch her. It's not going to happen to another one. So I took the water and he just was in shock. He just couldn't believe that I did that. And I was like, I'm waiting on him to come over here and try to take it back. It never happened, thank God, because I don't know how I would have reacted, but we had water and nobody else did. You know, we drank it, we bathed in it, and it was what it was. You know, it just nothing was real. This was surreal. There was like shit everywhere. People cutting off the Kenwood water tops to use as toilets. You know, there was no food, there was no order. You know, everything is just going to hell. And then the inmates breaking out. At some point, helicopters flying overhead. Not doing nothing. We asking for help, waving our hands, signs, nothing. Flying overhead, nothing. Dropping food, nothing. Just, it's like they were gawking, just looking like, look at the animals in the cage. Everybody start getting mad. In your mind, you thinking, New Orleans been so fucked up for so many years, now they leaving us. In my mind, I really thought that we was going to stay here. We wasn't leaving. We was never leaving. They wasn't coming for us because they keep murdering each other and they're hurting the tourists. And so the governor and the president has come together to decide that New Orleans should just be deemed gone. In my adult mind, I really thought that we were not going to be rescued. This was going to be a way of life. When I think about it now, it's crazy because that's irrational. They wouldn't do that. They go and save people cross seas. They don't have anything to do with the United States. But that's where my mind was at that time. I can feel that I was not me anymore. I was smoking cigarette after cigarette. I didn't even smoke. This time I'm smoking cigarettes. You know, I'm being aggressive on people and things just thinking about it but we had deputies leaving, throwing their badges, said, fuck this, I'm gone, I ain't staying here for this, I'm out of here. And it happened to be our male deputy, so we losing muscle. Now we turn around, I saw a bunch of females, like we don't have help, you know, we don't have any male help. And the deputies tried to attack the sheriff. You know, they was ready to rip his head off. You know, you brought us here and you didn't bring any resources here. You asked us here. You didn't give us what you supposed to give anybody who's stranded or in a position where they need help. We came here to work to honor our badges and you didn't even so much as get enough food to last for one day, let alone 3, because we're on day 3 now.